Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in. Check out your boy, P. Thinking right out here in my book of wisdom. Man, oh man, we about to get into some good stuff today. We're gonna talk about the soul trap. P Funk's philosophy on the soul trap. I'm gonna tell you what the soul is. I'm gonna tell you what the mind is. I'm gonna tell you why we prepared for life after death, and I'm gonna put the ego versus the soul information. Oh, this is a lot of good stuff. Let's go. This is gonna be fun. Get comfortable, relax. It's about to go down. Radisms, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's always a message in my stories for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in and receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where I'm going with this? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You well and through. It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. But you can teach them. That's why I do what I do. For you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know spiritually asleep, I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. Excuse me. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself, and to my yat be true. This is the concept of the soul trap. They get you coming and they get you going. It's a revolving door. It's infinity. You come in old, you come in young, come out old. Okay, that's the soul trap. Let's talk about it. Good concept. Let me see if I can put this together. Good page of information. So with the soul trap, they ask the question, well, what is the soul? Good question. I just gave you the ether. Ether is the same concept. The soul's essence transcends what we call or know to be what the material world, serving as a vital force that encompasses all experiences. It is the divine spark. Okay? Ether, the noon, what they call it, a whole bunch of different names. But to an observer, beyond the visible, a conscious entity navigating reality unseen. This celestial essence functions as what we know to be, you ready? The all-seeing eye. God. Perceiving what? The intricacies of one's mind, emotional state. Remember, to create anything, thought comes from here. Emotions come from here. The utterance and the power of Heka comes from manifestation from the word. And your sensory realm, it's the being and the experiencing of reality that the soul has to have for itself in every physical entity. The soul is the spark that has to be what? Enlightened with the consciousness of the body that is in, so it can go back home with a conscious. It can't go back home without a conscious. So it needs a body to gain consciousness of itself or remember itself, however you want to do it. But the soul, immortal, the soul is immortal, like the flame within. It empowers the utterance. There you go. The what? I am. That's God letting you know I am. Okay? The letter I, a singular line. Look familiar? Okay, stay with me. And the line denoting what? Unity, representing your true self, and is devoid of what we know to be gender, name, or form. You can't see it, you can't name it, you can't form it. It is the invisible one. Amun, hidden. That's the soul, the spirit that's in us. The phrases following the phrase I am, when you making that concept, resonates within what? Our dualistic confines of the material world in the body. You see me doing this, that represents duality. You can't have all day and you can't have all night. That's why they share 50-50, 24 hours, half a day, half night. That's how it's done. 12 hours for daylight, 12 hours for night. That constitutes a day. That tells you right there. Nature splits everything opposite 50-50. Ain't nobody submissive. All that, the man, the woman got to be submissive to the man. Stop that nonsense. That's a man's idea. He don't count. God tell you, balance. So listen to him or her. All right. But without form. But the I am, it resonates with the dualist confines of the material world, the physical body. Why? You got physical, the body, you got spirit coming together. Matter and spirit becoming one. That's the dual of all individuals. Your soul is having this human experience. That's the program being played out by your central nervous system. The nervous system, tree of life, the cardiovascular system, tree of life, nervous system is what? The tree of good and evil. Gave you that lesson a long time ago. Man, this book is good. This book is tough. Now, that's the concept of the soul, the spirit. We know it. I just did a lesson about the elements. Ether. Okay? That lesson right here. Just did it for you. But this is all information that ties into just symbolism and esoteric teaching. It's all to get information for those who are in search of what? The truth through symbolism and science and recognizing for themselves the esoteric teachings that's set forth for those who want to know. What is the mind? This thing right here, the most sophisticated machinery known to man? Let's talk about it. I love it. The perception of the soul's experience is generated by what? This thing right here. All is mental, the mind. Okay, everything goes from here. The thought, top of the pyramid. It starts with a thought, then emotion, and then the action. That's how something is manifested. Your mind, with its boundless capacity, opens the door to what we know to be limitless possibilities. We can do all things through what? Christians say, Christ who strengthened me. I say with knowledge of self, that strengthens me. It's all God, same thing. Okay, just worded different, but the same thing. Okay, learn your names. Okay, every manifestation finds its origin where? In the individuals. When I had a situation with right thinking philosophy, I had to go to court to fight for the name, for the right to be called the right thinking. So while I was in the court, I had to change the process to change. Couldn't use right thinking. I used right thoughts. I just flipped it. Same model letter, different concept, but it's still the same thing. It all starts with a thought. Okay, so I did that for a while. Then I won the case, so I'm back to right thinking. But you see a few of my things will say right thoughts. That's why that is. All right, moving on. All right, but every individual mind has to be done itself. Take for example, the act of kicking a football. Thought about it. It being with a decision formed where? In the mind. The mind serves as the projection for one's soul. Hello? Following me? A prime example is the astral projection. That's what's inside the physical body. That's what takes place when the mind is doing what it does when the physical body is at rest, aka sleep. So where the mind has the capability to project consciousness, aka the soul, where? Into the astral plane. In this dynamic, now your soul takes on the role of the observer. Why? Because now the mind acts as what? The projector. And the body serves as the vessel for the reality that you inhabit. The mind controls the body. You got a nervous and a cardiovascular system that's running through the body that got to work in harmony, and that's what it does. In this physical world, they know that the spirit is immortal. They know that the body will what? Die. So preparing for life after death, meaning when the physical body dies, what happens to the spirit that don't die? It can't die. It either transfers into get another body, newborn, into the pineal gland of a newborn, or that's what? It goes home to the maker. Why? Because it's enlightened. It knows itself. And preparing for that life is getting practicing what Mayat or right thing philosophy to what lighten was heart, preparing for judgment day. Let's talk about that right quick. Oh, this is good. Preparing for life after death. Who said there's life after death? There have to be. Why? Because the spirit can't die. So where does the spirit go after death of the body? Now let's talk. You see where we're going with this? All right. All things seen are perishable. Anything physical, anything born will die. God has no beginning. That's why he donated. No, he's known for what? The first sign for God is the circle with the dot in it. He has no beginning and no end. That's the concept, and that's why you see God represented by the circle. Everything is round. But anything in this physical world is only temporary. Why? The spirit is eternal. It's not going to cease living. It's not going to cease being a spirit. But the physical body, when it does, the spirit got to make a move. When the body dies, got to go. And you got one of two choices: another body or home. All right. But all things seen perish. All things that are not seen are immortal. Make sense? That's a spiritual concept. Preparing for life after death is crucial. Why? While we while we are alive, why? When we depart from the body, pay attention, we are now left with the true state of mind and emotional self. While we are alive, we can cover these things up with distractions such as food, sex, entertainment. But when we are in our raw spirit, with nothing to hide behind, nothing to cover us, when Adam and Eve got conscious of themselves, they realized what? They was naked. So what they want to do? Cover their private parts. Okay? When you are in your spirit, raw spirit form, there is no hiding our true state of mind. The physical body, but how did he know? She had to do this and that. He only had to do one. So how did they know that? Okay, for the physical body. But it is so important that we learn to kill what off our lower nature of ourselves. Now, my concept with that is you don't want to kill your ego. You want to kill it being in control. You want to control it. You want to be in control, conquer it, put it under your tutelage, your service. Make it become your servant, aka make it your bitch. Okay, don't be his bitch. Make it yours. Okay, and that's a good one to have because he'll go to the wall for you. Trust me. All right, but that's what has to be done. And people say kill your lower nature. That means from the waist down, let that go. Eventually you will. Why age will take care of that, nature take care of that, but they got a little pill for y'all now. But the whole point about nature is for reproduction purposes. But y'all find it to what? To get pleasure. That's right. We're moving on. But before we die, what happened? We need to kill our lower self, aka nature, before we die. Why? So that we don't leave the body with desires such as lust, greed, which may cause us to what? Reincarnate. What they're saying. When I tell you about practicing I'll give you a lesson right now. It's on that right today. All right. When you practice and master Maya, you purify one's heart by living, doing, and being right, selfless service, living right, doing the right thing, and you will be blessed for that. And then in return, when you die in that judgment day, your heart will go against the feather of Maya based on how you live. And if you live Maya to mastery and got the level of Nihas, your heart will be as light as that feather. That means you're granted next level to the afterlife. That's eternal. That's forever. And the thing about that is, this goes with you. So you know who you is for eternity. That's a nice ticket. That's a nice concept. I take my shot. What if it's wrong? Okay, I'll find out then. But right now, that's what I'm shooting for. That's all. And if it's wrong, so be it. I've been wrong before and paid the price. And if I'm wrong now, guess what? Whatever punishment I'm due for doing this, I'll subject myself to that. Why? I got another choice. I made that decision. I got to live with it. Are you willing to make that decision? That's all. It's yours to make. Mine ain't nothing to do with you. You got your own to make. Trust me. That's what it's all about. Individual me, I, one. And to prepare for life after death seems kind of not right. But the individual needs to remove all his or her mental addictions. What that mean? What you mean? Such as I just gave a lesson. How do you stop suffering? Stop desiring. Your desires are things that you crave, that you want, that some people can't do without, so it becomes an addiction. But it's all about you controlling your mental addictions, such as desires for sex, desires for food, addictions to drugs, alcohol, and all things that consist of materialistic pleasures of the flesh and wants of material things. Money, cars, house, women. Those are all low level. Those are things that people do kill for. Just those things. But they won't lift a finger for themselves to give up and do the right thing. But instead of having mental addictions, of being ignorant to the external world, that's what that tells me. If you're ignorant of yourself, you love what? The material world, the external world. And you need to turn within what? Ourselves and find what? True love and happiness and joy. Where? Within ourselves. So what? We not have to rely on external things to source our happiness and joy. That won't happen. I gave a lesson about true happiness. It starts within. Ain't nothing you can give me in the material world. Money, women don't make a difference. That's going to make me happy than me knowing myself. Me being spiritually upright and correct and morally on my P's and Q's. Okay? Not living for those things. We get weak. Now people tell me, no. It's everybody's individual. I got a student that's working on semen retention. He said he want to do it for a year. I told him how I did. He wants to try it. I said, my man, that's a hefty load you want to put on your back, but I'm with you every step of the way. Let me know what you need. I'm there with you. So again, if you get to 6 months, you can make the rest of the way. That's the hardest part. Okay. Again, experience. Moving on. But for a young man at 26 years old, about to graduate from Harvard, wants to practice semen retention, that's big for me. That's just big on my things of what we should be doing for ourselves. So that's why I give him his kudos. All right. But when you're preparing for life after death, you, the individual, need to get rid of all your mental junk. Okay? And in order to be happy, you need to understand it won't come from material things. It won't come from pleasure and flesh. It won't come having it on it stuff. When you get to that level, now you end your own suffering. Why? Because you can do without those things. A lot of people think they can't do without stuff, amenities of life. My goal is to be able to do without a lot of stuff. Why? Sometimes you may not have a lot of stuff. And I never had a lot of stuff, so I never got caught up and never was that point. So I can make do with less. Okay, I'm at my best when I'm doing with less. Moving on. I know how to survive. Okay. But the 7 deadly sins, they call them. And these are all the things that's self-inflicted. This is suicide by installments. Lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, wrath, naive, pride. And these are 7 internal states that will cause you to operate or your life in the lower state. They're aka chakras. The first 3 levels are they call the lower states. Red for the bottom, sacral, and solar plexus. Those are 3 on the scale of colors: red, orange, and yellow. Bright color. Get the kid, get your attention going. But the heart, you would think the heart would be red. No, the heart is green. Green represents life. Okay, with the chakra concept. But watch this. Now, they are also what they call 7 internal states that will result in us wanting what? To reincarnate. Why? Because they wasn't satisfied in the afterlife. That means you're not going to the afterlife. You're coming back to this life. And everybody, when you die, there's going to be light. There's going to be a light. This is what the soul trap tell you about. This is what they mean by soul trap. Let me tell you right quick before we get down to the other lesson. The soul trap is when you die, you see light, and you hard ass the light. And when you get to the light, what you find out? That you made it? Nope. Came back here. Go to the darkness. That's where we come from. Nobody wants to go the other way. Everybody hard ass to the light, and they come back here. That's the soul trap. Okay? So I'm going to give you enlightenment. And I'm going to come back with the next part of it because I see 20 minutes up. I don't want to hold you too long. But this is some good stuff. I'll be back with the idea of the ego versus the soul. That's a war. Okay? An internal war. They call it the holy war. That goes on inside you. The ego is set. The soul is Haru. That's the constant fight that's inside me and you. Who's winning? Your choice. I'll be right back, right things. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I got some good stuff coming with this next one. So, in closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100, me 100 miles a day. So, I know none of my right thinkers who found out about the soul trap have passed away. I got some more information for you. I'll be right back.